The floor effect this time is speed reduction, which I'm not exactly sure how it's calculated or how it works, but it does reduce our speed by a great deal. Now, there's no real way to counter this, but we can make our turns more useful. And keep in mind that AP boosts work like normal, they're not really affected by speed at all. So let's take a look at the team that I've chosen. Now for our leader, we're using Gabrielle, who has a great HP lead, has defense attack break, and immunity and defense up. Then we're using Stuart, who has great single target damage, and actually all of his skills do pretty good damage. Next up is Meredith, who also does good damage, has buff removal, AoE heal, speed up, and single target heals. And then we're using Sahua, who works with Unki, gives his attack and defense up, and also a good heal. And lastly, we have one of my favorites, Unki Chai, who reduces our cooldown and cycles well. Now this team really makes the most of every turn, and we'll see how it works in action. Now for the first wave, Chloe is the most difficult part because she'll actually steal many of our buffs. Luckily we should be tanky enough where it doesn't actually matter and we can cycle through turns enough to target down them. And keep in mind, Unki is going to be reducing our cooldowns continuously because of pairing with Sahua, and that's really going to give us a lot of uptime on our skills. Now from here we're just going to try to do burst damage with Stuart. And just target the Chloes first, they're actually more annoying than anything else. Now that we have the plan, we're actually just going to speed this along. Now we want to save our skills, but we also want to make sure that we're healthy going into the next wave. Now we really want to focus the stunners, particularly Pritzker, who's the most potent of all of them. But if you look at this team, they don't really have any damage dealers, so we should be tanky enough to have our immunity up and eventually target one of them down. Now that we have the plan, I'm just going to speed this along. And again, at this stage, you just want to save your skills for the boss fight. Now for this boss fight, you actually want to knock out whoever is the most difficult to deal with. Now for me, because I feel really tanky, I'm actually going to target Asenath first because I don't want to do more work than I have to. Now if your team is feeling not tanky, you may want to target one of the damage dealers like Neja or White Tiger. Now that we have a plan, I'll go ahead and speed this along. I have to say, I'm really impressed with Stewart's damage here. If you have questions about substitutions or anything else, please comment. Thank you for watching.